Okay, just how good is the Cammus C12 in sim racing? This is the very unusual direct drive wheel, the most unusual direct drive wheel I've ever used. But it was very, very heavy before. I've just changed the setting. I've been messing around the settings. Something called natural friction. And now, when it's clamped to the table here, it feels... Please don't kill me in iRacing. We're here in iRacing, by the way, at Silverstone in the new Ford Mustang. And it's a lot... Well, hang on. It still has the resistance when you're turning, but it doesn't have that treacly sort of thing which they, I guess, call natural friction. So if you've used a Cammus C12 and you're wondering why it's relatively heavy, it's still right now. I think this is just in all around. I'm here with Sam, by the way, professional karter who's looking on, who's also going to be jumping in. And I'm very interested to, because I think this has all of the benefits of the Cammus sort of like deep force feedback, but not the drawback of it being sort of like a bit treacly. And that's the natural friction.
So by treacly, do you mean it's kind of like sticky?
Yeah, it's like basically when I wasn't even in the sim, trying to turn the wheel, it felt like it was sort of underwater a little bit.
Okay.
But now, as I'm going through the corners, I'm still getting that. So I'm not sure. The natural friction looks to be an added sort of thing, and it's defaulted at 50%.
But it's another interesting setting you can change to play around with.
Really nice force feedback there over the curbs. I'm going to run over these curbs.
It's nice and quiet. Sitting from where I am now, it's a lot quieter than most wheelbases.
Oh no! I think I killed a Corvette. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn the friction up to 100%. So we're on power 50%, by the way, and this is natural friction. They also have natural inertia as well. There are tooltips, but I can't see them working. They've got game assists and assistance as well. Hands-off protection, stop end strength, high speed stability. It's also got a temperature threshold. At the moment, it's 49 degrees centigrade. So we'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
By the way, this wheel has been sent by Cammus for review purposes. Okay, so base settings, natural friction, I've got them for 100. And then if you can see...
I can see a lot more effort going in there.
And if I put it to...
Yeah.
So what do you think about... And what about natural inertia? Natural inertia's on 0.
Would that not be kind of like it's swinging back? No?
It doesn't seem to want to swing as fully as when you put natural... Oh, I'm not sure, actually. I don't really know. Okay, so let's put the friction up to 100%. This is what was at 50, so I'm on there now. I'm going to grid up. And I guess this is if you want to simulate a wheel that has a lot of friction. Like a not very well oiled...
It's like you want to simulate driving a Flintstone vehicle.
Yeah. Right, let's see then. It's different, this. I mean, it is very involved. This is what I mean by you always have the force feedback. But you don't have the loss. And I'm missing the loss, Sam. In fact, I want you to jump in a second.
Yeah.
As soon as I crash, and then we'll do it the other way around, because you don't have the loss in force feedback like here to let you know when it's going like there. When it's going like...
doesn't loosen up at all.
It doesn't loosen up. So what we'll do now, Sam, if you want to jump in... So let us know what you're thinking in regard to the freeness of the steering column.
It's easier than I thought it was going to be. When you said like the friction, I imagine it'd be cranking it on.
Yeah. There might be some scenarios where you just want to have that depth at all time. You don't want it to go light. You still want to feel everything.
Is it the type of scenario where maybe if you're doing a wet race, you might want that?
That's a good point.
Oh, hitting
I say what you're not getting is you're not getting aggressive jolting through the wheel.
No,
it's not like you're going boom, like a bit unnaturally.
It's not overheating.
Well, we'll check the temps. 49 it was saying.
Yeah.
And this is where you might expect sort of the back end to come light a little bit as you come through here.
It doesn't feel horrendous, you know.
So maybe it's a personal preference thing whether you like the friction or not.
Yeah.
There's always a car facing the wrong way there.
Always, no matter what happens.
Right, Sam, do you want to just pull over a little bit? on the apex of cops, and I'll
Yeah.
just change this on the fly. So that's your natural friction there. I'm now going to put it down to 0. Okay?
Okay.
And now let me know what you think.
Ooh.
Is it
Yeah.
too light for you?
Yeah, that's way too light.
So I think that's a personal preference thing.
You reckon?
I actually preferred it at 0.
Really?
But I use Moser a lot. It does go very, very light.
Yeah, no, for me, this is... Oh, I've killed him. Goodbye.
That's how Lorca remember he's looking at you like, what have you done? And you're just cracking on.
Why, father? No, this is too light for me. I'd like some more. Let's
Okay,
move over.
do you want to pull over on the apex of maggots there? So, dare I say, let's put it... I felt like it was a bit too... Should we try it at 30?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we've got the wheel rotation, game effects. You've got effects intensity, Q factor. I don't know what it means. They've
Oh,
cheated.
did it not work?
You've got game friction here as well. Should we turn up the effects up to 100% and see?
Find out what happens.
Let's see what happens here then.
That's what we're
Sam.
here for.
Yep.
Wait.
That felt like a bit of a heavier movement because obviously the intensity's turned up. The whole rig is shaking. I'm worried about the room.
Is it going to smack me? I don't know if it's before, because obviously I didn't do a lot of track, but I can now feel a lot more of the road surface.
Okay. I want to see what happens in Stowe.
Fun.
I want to see what happens in Stowe here. What would you like to tweak now? Are you happy with the power?
I think it's too light. That friction thing we did first,
Okay.
maybe not 400, maybe it's like 75-ish. But I think that could, well, like you said, the personal preference thing, but it might work better for like the rain.
I'll
Like
do
if
it
you
at
want a
70 for you there.
Okay.
And I'll also put the game friction up as well, 70. So this should give you a better feel of like the track at all times in the tarmac. I think what it's doing is it might be enhancing the details that in
Yeah.
a normal way you just wouldn't really get.
So like more resolution.
Yeah, if it's sort of bringing them up, it's bringing up the low end. It's like turning the bass up a little bit.
Yeah. What about on the curbs? Yeah, I mean, compared to a minute ago when I ran the curbs,
You can feel it
I
before.
can feel it a lot more now. Yeah, see, I much prefer this heavier feeling
Yeah.
on the wheel.
Does it give you confidence?
Yes. A lot more. The light one just felt like I was turning, and like, am I turning enough? If I turn, whoa.
So the interesting thing, Sam, is that I think there's not a lot of wheels.
I've beached.
There's not a lot of wheels that can give you this effect.
Yeah.
Actually, if you want it, if you want a wheel that's going to go light, we know Mosers go very light.
Mm-hmm.
We know the Thrustmaster was more on the power steery light side. The G Pro actually is quite. G Pro is probably the closest to this. I
Yeah,
would
the
say.
G Pro I felt was quite a heavier wheel. But no, this is regarding the wheel itself.
Yeah,
I haven't played around with any of the buttons. Everything is, well,
reachable like you like.
you know what? I'm going to crash in a second. Everything is reachable.
What about those dials on the side?
Yeah, no, they're real easy.
Okay, because looking from this angle, like how do you do it? But I guess you're just rolling it off the
Yeah,
front.
it's just literally,
Ah,
that's
okay.
real nice position there for them.
Yeah,
There's literally no way I can get to these buttons
without
here
taking off and doing
without
like a thing. Yeah.
driving like this.
Yeah.
So these are badly positioned, but these here,
Mm.
these are really good. I like these.
What about the screen?
I've not noticed it while driving, if I'm honest.
It's different. It's different style, isn't it? And you've got the rev. Oh, the rev changes colour.
Yeah. Rev changes colour, gears are on there. But even these buttons down here,
Quite easy to get to. Or...
no. I'm driving here.
So those
I
ones you
can
can't.
just get these ones.
Yeah. So you would maybe prefer some buttons sort of in the middle there.
Yeah, like this sort of area here. Basically, for me, these 8 buttons here are completely useless.
Because you've got to take your
I can't do anything with them while driving.
So what's going to be your most used buttons?
R1, L1.
That's what I've got to look left and look right like that. It's going to be super easy if you've got those ones.
Yeah. These rollers are really nice.
Yeah.
That's
so
really
brake
smooth.
bias and TC.
Yeah. And then I've got L3 and R3, which are nice to move.
Yeah.
Anything else is just starting to get...
Yeah, those ones are nice. Can you see from the side, you're like, oh, how do you turn that? But then you just roll it.
Yeah, roll it with your thumb.
And I agree, I would like the thumbsticks, because the hands seem to sit quite high on this rim. I don't know if it's the way we're sitting or something,
Yeah.
but seem to be quite high. But I agree, there's a cluster here that's quite low, and you're going to have to go like that. Whereas if there was something like that, it would be a little bit easier.
And what about the dials next to the gear? These ones here. Yeah, you can't really get to them without...
I prefer that because I'm still in contact with the rim.
Oh, okay.
I think to access that, I'm gonna take my hand off the rim.
Yeah.
But we'll see now. I'll try using them. So this is your preferred friction setting.
Remember, you can have a grassy, cold tyres.
That is giving you so much detail.
Yeah. I can't remember what that setting was
curbs
called.
as well, yeah.
I can't remember what that setting was called which you changed, but...
Game friction as well.
The, yeah, it's definitely kind of like amped the performance on the low end of...
You know what? I think we might have found like a sort of sweet spot here.
And then if you can just play with the friction on how light you would like it between drivers.
I feel very in tune right now with the car, I have to say, like when it's going light and... Oh God, feeling it there. The downside is, I think, when it goes, it's a little bit harder to correct it because you've got natural friction.
Because it's just so... But then that might be something to do with that inertia.
Inertia on 0.
Oh, okay.
I feel like the inertia might make that worse, but my feeling is it's easier to drive with this, it's more in tune, but once you lose it, it's not quite as easy to go lock to lock.
Yeah.
So you can't have it all your own way. Coming into Stowe. So I'm trying to feel that obviously sweet spot of like getting the rotation nicely as we run one little bit on the exit. Yeah, getting heavier there as we're in the slow corners. This is such a tricky corner sometimes when you've got no force feedback.
You saved it.
Yeah. Many times I've been in the wall there.
So with that clamp which this comes with, you can obviously change the angle of it so you can tilt the wheelbase a lot more.
Would you feel we would need to change, we got it right, or?
I think for us, and the way this is set up for us, this is right. But as you can see from here, there are multiple holes, so this can tilt up and down to whatever angle you want. We've got it tilting at the highest angle, but you can also, we got it tilting at the highest angle.
I wonder how it does the friction, Sam. Like, do you know what I mean? How is it actually doing it? Because it's all through the direct drive motor. It's not like there's actual friction there.
Yeah, it could just be magic.
Oh, I've gone again. It's a very different driving experience than anything I've ever used before.
It doesn't feel... I can see getting used to it quite quickly. Not quite. I can see getting used to it, but it will take a while. It will require something different because that... I don't know, it's just... When the back goes, I don't know, I doubt it's just the car because we've driven these cars before. I doubt it's the car, but it just kind of feels quite hard to...
When the back goes, because you got that resistance to go lock to lock to catch it, it's difficult. But you feel it going more earlier, which is a lot of people's... This, ironically, has made iRacing feel a bit more like ACC in a way, because I've always got that feel.
So if you was driving, would you have that on the lower friction?
I'm not sure now, because I feel like if I got into this and got into a groove, you can't afford to lose it as much, but you can feel where the grip is a lot more. I'm feeling the car lose grip in ways that I haven't really felt in sim racing before, and I've been using like a Moser R16, the Thrustmaster.
And it's nice that you can very, very easily just turn up the sensitivity.
You might even be able to map it to something like that. I'm going to restart this race. I want to race with these drivers and see. I don't know if there's one more change I want to make. I don't know if the lock is at 900 and having it a small lock, but I feel like there's quite an addictive way here because when you lose it, you feel it going.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, I've gone around this corner, it's gone. I never felt anything. Here, you're like, oh, it's going to go, it's going to go, it's going to go, which might be quite addictive. So what do you think of my chances here, Sam, in the Cammus C12?
In the Ford Mustang, Silverstone, I think a false start is definitely
I've
the way
gone
to
backwards. Oh, goodness. Right.
Ignore the black flag. Gone.
You know what's really satisfying in this is when you light up the rear tyres. Imagine coming out of the pits in a stock car when you're lighting it up.
Start at 32nd. Let's see where you get up to. End of one lap here. If you got one lap to get there.
And the AMG, go on.
Why not?
Worst thing that we are using Thrustmaster TLCM pedals on carpet here. I've got wheel damage.
Don't worry about that. It's a minor issue.
I'm going to do a Pascal Wehrlein and just go forward with no half a car. Through the middle. Through the middle. Where's the gap? Need a gap here, gents. Need a gap. Nope, there's... No. That Porsche was getting quite big quite quick. Right side. Reckon a few here? Oh, the Porsche's gone for it.
Is anyone backwards?
Rarely. No one is backwards. Maybe it was
Wow.
meant to be me. That was destiny.
Round the outside.
Middle now.
Yeah,
go
there
on.
we go.
Go on. Where is he on the left? There he is. Sort of Verstappened him off.
I like his flames on
He's
his
getting
car.
back on us because we got the wall damage. Cops. Sam, what do we think about that line at Cops?
I think that there. I think perfection.
I don't even know where we are right now.
You are currently in around 18th.
Oh my goodness, that line there. I'm not being funny, but this is actually because there's so much detail, it's an engaging experience.
I know it's something ideally you don't want in the game, but are you picking up any sort of detail from the wheel damage?
No, not really. Or I would say actually on that, probably because there is so much more detail at all times, I'm not noticing the wheel damage, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Whereas if I had very light force feedback, I might be like, oh, okay, something's changed. You've got to give me a car's width on the outside, bro. Who's this in the 296? I've lost a position there, Sam.
Shameful. Shameful act.
Right, this is where we spin.
He's done it. Wheel damage is the way forward for him.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? When I said we was in 18th...
Round the outside, round the outside.
Stadium track limits. Oh, and he's gone.
Right, Sam, you have a crack. You have an aggressive... Oh, my goodness. Oh, no false start. Losing points already. Whoa! Watch out for when you left to that of the Corvette. Why are we slower than the Corvette?
Because I came off the throttle when I was sideways.
I love how the whole setup is moving around here, like in a car. That's a big optimistic send. Oh, on the curb, nice. Did you feel that?
I did. Wait.
And a few more. There's that Porsche. Oh, great move there. He backed out. Around the outside. Ooh, he's squeezing you.
I want to get over there by that Porsche.
You might be able to go around the outside of the Porsche here. Good progress so far. It took me ages to get in the 296. Anyone backwards? Nope. Backwards clear.
Could be me.
Yeah.
Could be me. No, it's
fun.
feeling re-refined. It certainly is.
It's a very, very, very different force feedback
It's
than
weird
everything
to,
else.
yeah, it's really weird to kind of like describe what it is, but it's nice. It's not like weird.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's not like a weird I hate it type thing. It's weird I could get used to this.
For me, it's like a curious thing. It's like, oh, okay, I see. You know, is this something I can dial into? And I feel like if you dial into it, you might go to another force feedback system and be like, what? There's not enough force feedback here.
Yeah, I mean, going over these little rumble strips with my current wheelbase, going over these 3D curbs, you can really feel it like rattles everything. This here is
It's
actually
just refined,
nice.
but you feel it, but it's not like, yeah.
What is he doing?
Sometimes Moser can be like, you go over it, it's like, oh, the whole world's going to end. Good progress so far, and you haven't crashed yet.
I know, no wheel damage. All black flag.
Oh, big send there. There's your teammate. You got a Corvette on the outside, I think.
Ooh.
It feels like it's lining up with the G's that I'd expect. Like when you're feeling you're at the limit of grip and you're sort of like really leaning on it.
13th.
Sam, it's a really interesting wheel. We've got it on the clamp now. By the way, this is a review unit from Cammus. I think there might be a discount code in the description. You have to check it. It might save you some money if you want to buy it. I definitely watch reviews of this wheel because in our experience, it's very, very, very different. And it's something that I actually want to use for a different experience. I'm trying to think what other games. I don't think I'd want to use it in a rally game. I think it'd be too much in rally.
I think it'll also be a lot of overload.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, we can dial it down, but I
Yeah.
think there'll be an overload of
So what would it be good for? I think something like Assetto Corsa, driving road cars. And also...
just like a standard road car, not a race car, okay.
Driving road cars on highways and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Something like Test Drive Unlimited, you just want to have a road car experience and feel the engine and feel the curbs.
Yeah, because it'd be nice, like, could you actually feel the engine? Like, obviously, if you rev it...
yeah, because Test Drive is like that, yeah, as you rev it, it gives you the force feedback.
Yeah, so that'd be a nice little touch which will work. How hot has it got? It's actually not too bad.
Let's have a look in the stats here. 56, so it's gone up 6-7 degrees from 49 to 56. But yeah, there we go. That is the Cammus C12. Really hope you've enjoyed it. Let us know if you have any more questions about it, because if you're looking to buy it, Cammus is like an unusual brand. I think for a lot of people it's fair to say, and I think you're buying it direct from Cammus. If you've got any questions, just ask us in the comments, and hopefully we can let you know.